all right, well, we're just going to do a little bit of flippity floppity and we should be good to go. I appreciate your flexibility. How you been?
All right.
How you been?
Good.
Good. Long time no chat.
Yeah, it's been a while. I've been working hard to climb, somewhat successfully.
Oh, good. Sorry about that.
All good.
Baptise live on a coaching session. Yeah. I will swear that went tea went down the wrong pipe, and I'm freaking dying. Okay, well, it's Baptise live in a coaching session. Okay, well, sorry for that. Yeah, I know. Seriously, it's gonna be amazing. Amazing. My posterity will benefit massively from the YouTube. Okay, well, how you been? Also, asking the question again so I can actually focus on your answer.
Yeah, I've been doing well. I climbed a lot off of the last time I got coaching, which was just like a 30-minute session.
Yep.
I ended up getting onto my school's varsity team.
Nice.
Nice. That's what I'm working on right now.
Okay, cool. I'm seeing master support. Sounds good. Obviously round 2, so we don't have to like grind through all the details necessarily. So we can go over whatever you like. Let me just skim through your form here. Going for Grandmaster, secondary to improvement on a Kiriko. 8 to 12 hours a week of Overwatch, 5 days a week. 20 a week when I'm healthy. What does that mean? You been sick?
So I've been having a lot of hand pain. So I'm trying to like dial back how much I'm playing to give my joints time to recover.
Makes sense. Okay. Scrim Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and have matches on Saturday, double block Sundays. It looks like you're playing mostly scrims then.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. A few extra hours of ranking Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, but I don't play much on other days. Okay, makes sense. Long term, I want to understand the game well enough to coach. Interesting. Why coach? Is it the hand pain?
No, it's just I don't have the confidence. Like, I want to do esports as a career, and I don't think I can make it like as a competitor. So coaching is like what I want to do after that.
Makes sense. Okay. Makes sense. Understand the game well enough to coach, play on my college team. Want to not be the reason the team loses fights and maps, which I've codified as risking in rank as a journalist. Okay. I wouldn't phrase it so much as like I don't want to be the reason that you guys lose maps, because like first off, that's gonna frame it like psychologically, like where you're gonna be playing like risk averse, which is gonna be like you're gonna be the reason teams lose fights if you are risk averse because you're not gonna be providing as much value, right?
Yeah.
And the second thing too is it's also like that's just, and you're gonna be the reason why your team loses fights. It's inevitable. Like everybody is to blame. Somebody's to blame. It's just like you just can't live your life in fear of that possibility, I guess. Okay. Just play the game. Do the best that you can. Be the reason that your team loses fights less often is the goal, I think, more than anything else.
Okay.
What do you feel is going back to improving? I think understanding is the main issue. Mechanics aren't insane, but they're good enough to hit GM5. Positioning is average at best. Reactions to danger are clunky. Okay. What understanding comes to mind? When it comes to gaps.
Particularly, like, understanding where I need to be standing, and like, there are a lot of times where I'm like, oh, I need to rotate. And then by the time I realize I need to rotate, it's already too late. So something happens mid-rotation.
Right. Okay.
Like that kind of stuff particularly.
Makes sense. I mean, at least you're at the point where you're like understanding that a rotation might be necessary. There's a lot of people out there that might not even recognize that a rotation was at any point necessary, right? So for you, it's like maybe not the recognition so much as like, okay, maybe it's recognition so you can recognize faster, so you can react faster. But it might also be that like I recognize and then I just act because I've recognized and acted so many times that I automatically know exactly how and where to rotate, right?
Uh-huh.
Like for example, imagine me playing support, right? Some aspect, if I were to sit and analyze any situation, any team fight, I could tell you where I ought to be. But like making those decisions, I'm like really slow because I haven't made them enough because I don't play the game enough. That's probably where you are at right now.
Uh-huh.
So what you're describing is not, maybe understanding is still an issue, but what you're understanding is not necessarily an understanding issue necessarily, so much as like having the thought processes done so many times that you're able to make those decisions faster. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Not
like
enough reps.
Right. Like you would see me make a lot of game sense and positioning mistakes in my play, even though that should be like my strength, because I just don't have the reps to make them quickly enough. I can recognize that there's an issue, but I can't think quickly enough to make the decision mid-fight. Sleep looks good. West Georgia, Diamond GM, fill for a Diamond team I manage. Want to get actual Masters team for better practice. Okay, I don't really have a whole lot from your form, and we've worked together before, so I'm sure you know my takes on training. And so I guess for me, more than anything else, is like, do you have any questions?
I don't think so. I think
Okay.
I'm good.
Yeah, we'll look at some gameplay then?
Yeah. Let's see. Got a couple codes. There you are. I'll go ahead and get the others.
Okay. Start with this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
1. Initial flashpoint.
Is this Kiriko all the way through?
Feels like sunlight, huh?
It should be, yes.
Looks like it, yeah.
A lot of damage, huh?
So, why this map? I assume there's a reason.
Yeah, so I wanted... Basically, I didn't have the codes for the stuff I really wanted to go over, because like we have matches on Saturday, and those I was playing like Baptiste in our Zarya comp, and that one I don't feel great about, but we haven't played it in scrims this past week, so I only really have codes of this, and then Bap on Rhine. But I feel like the other maps where I played Kiriko, I don't know, this just felt like the one where I was making the most mistakes without it just feeling like I wasn't there. Like, just mentally not even thinking. Like it looked like I was trying, but I just wasn't doing the right stuff.
Makes sense. Now, what's your role in this composition? Because I think this is probably the most unique Kiriko composition there is. Like, you're good in this comp, but your role is weird, you know?
Yeah. It feels that way too. I am not entirely sure, because we've been trialing coaches for the team, and I've been told like I need to be off angling with my DPS, which doesn't feel right, because maybe it's just our tank, but like our tank takes so much damage. I don't know how he'll stay alive if I'm not just pumping him full of heals. Right.
In which case, why would you not run like a Baptiste here?
We personally, because I don't feel good enough about my positioning to not die when our tank rotates, because I play behind him. So I have to pre-rotate to not get caught out, and it's a lot easier to do that on Kiri than Bap.
But you say personally, but yet even in the Overwatch League, this is a very common combo that you see, at least, right?
Yeah.
So why do you reckon that is?
My guess is because Kitsune Rush is more useful than Bap Window, for the composition as a whole.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. There's another aspect as well. How much healing does your Jungler Queen demand? You say that she demands a lot, but obviously it's not as much as a Rhine or a Ram.
No, it's not as much because she's healing herself.
Right. And then also, what is the advantage of Kiriko over Baptiste? You talk about the ability to off angle with the DPS. That's the obvious answer, but really her survivability goes a lot deeper than that. Look at their comp. What would be a possible threat to you if you were on, let's say, Baptiste?
I mean, the Rhine is a big threat. If there's not high ground I can jump to, if he gets on me, it's kind of just over.
Right.
Their Genji and Lucio, if he goes really aggressive.
Yep. So it's almost like a preventative. You will never really be able to go for me because I'm playing this character.
Yeah.
Right. I agree with that. You have more mobility to work around shields. I think when you get okay, should I be heal botting my tank? Should I be off angling? To me, the answer is, I don't know. Yes to both, right? It just depends on the situation. The whole point of you playing this character is not so that you can say, I will do this one thing. The whole point of your character is that you could do a little bit of both, right? Like you could kind of decide on the circumstance and decide what's better, and then just the threat of like you will never be able to dive me is value enough alone. So let's just see what happens, and I assume it's going to be mostly heal botting tank. That's generally the easier playstyle. It's like the default playstyle. But I guess for you, it's like looking back at it. Will you see opportunities that you should have gone offensively? Could you have taken a better position here or there? So like let's just see what happens. So you could probably already see a little bit here. Watch this right here. What do you think from here?
About what in particular?
Just anything, everything. What could you be doing? What could you not be doing? Where should you be? Is there anything else? Think about it.
I mean, I feel like if I went around the pillar to the other side, I could maybe shoot at something. I mean, I could go up there, but like basically, if I went anywhere, I might be able to shoot something other than shield.
Sure.
But my like second gut reaction is no. If I do that, I'm gonna get like headshot and just die.
By what?
By like a Kiriko and some combination of Bastionade or a Fire Strike.
Okay. Do you see the irony when you're like, oh, I can't take a position as Kiriko because I might get shot by their Kiriko?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand that there is a little bit of risk here, but I think this is one of those windows of time here where if you could take just a soft angle, just heal even just to heal your Genji better, or to put a couple pot shots on a Kiriko or Bastion, I think like now's the perfect time. Your Sojourn's on an angle, they're not looking at you, your Genji's in, your Junker Queen's forward. You're free to do what you want here for the next 2 or 3 seconds.
Okay.
So this is kind of what you need to be looking for, is like those windows and then utilizing those windows. Suzu's fine. It's fine. Like there's some of your survivability right there, right? So kind of awkward there, but you know. So it's like this is like one of those situations where like, okay, maybe the Suzu wasn't bad, but maybe it could have been better, right? Given, I guess with the power of hindsight here, really, I think it's more than anything else. It's like, I almost feel like Suzu here might have been necessary. I'm surprised you didn't Suzu here. And then when you finally decide to Suzu, it feels almost a little bit late, which is whatever, right?
I think that's something that happens a couple of times where something's happening off screen and like I assume they're still pushing, but they actually back off and end up wasting cooldowns.
Right. This is good. I mean, this is a lot of Kiriko value right now. Yep. Yep. I mean, honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's like so far, like the Kiriko needed to die, but I think you're doing okay playstyle wise. It's just some of the micro here. Nice. I mean, that's gonna cost you right there, right? So, what do you think about this overall fight overall? Let's not get too micro detail specific, but overall, what do you think?
Just my gut feeling is it felt very messy. Like I was kind of just all over the place. But I think, like having looked back over it, it's not too bad. More so, I just wasn't anticipating what the enemy team was going to do. Like,
yep, I agree.
I
agree.
I didn't need to be there when he shattered. I could have Suzu'd the shatter.
I agree. I think you could have split from your queen earlier to do a little bit of damage earlier. I think you should have Suzu'd earlier, and then when you didn't Suzu, you then Suzu when it wasn't necessary. I think you should have finished the Kiriko off, right? You kind of choked mechanically. I think you could have anticipated a shatter or something along these lines where you could have saved the Suzu here a little bit better, right? A lot of details, but I don't think your overall play style here was wrong, right? I think you were looking for offensive opportunities, maybe not as many as you could have. The healing was fine. The positioning and use of your TP to kind of like, and you could see how powerful and important TP was to that fight for you. Yeah. So it was all right. let's keep going. I don't think we need to like get too obsessive because there's going to be so many fights to look at here. So we'll choose our battles, so to speak.
I'm here. The breeze brings relief. Let the kitsune guide you.
I mean, I just don't know why you didn't pop it like 3, 4, 5 seconds ago. Really?
Yeah, I don't know why either, honestly. Like, I know I'm supposed to match Kitsune. I don't know if I was like pressing tab or like trying to
To
ult
me,
track
it's
or
not
something.
it's not just matching Kitsune. It's also the fact that this Reinhardt really can't kite anymore, right? So like, if you pop your Kitsune rush right now, you guys are going to be able to not only focus the Rein but walk all the way down to here. You're good to go. You're good to go. Win the fight, right? Win the fight.
Yeah.
And now the problem is by the time you pop Kitsune rush, like this fight could go like, yeah, they have too much of an advantage, right? Like they've been able to snowball this. So that is a battle that we really want to go differently. Minor detail here, which you've seen a couple of times. Check this out.
Sometimes it takes two.
You see the sucking in here, right towards the Rhine.
Yeah.
You know, you had a great angle here. Stay here, help the Genji, wrap around the soldier. There was also Kiriko literally right next to you, and you didn't even know. Because I know you're like, oh, gotta heal Queen, gotta heal Queen. She's full HP. She's full HP. She's okay.
I'm typically aware of that. I think I may have dropped because I wanted the Kitsune Rush, like, bonuses.
Okay. Makes sense. Yeah.
Is this a good place to stand? Because, like,
Yes.
I have no idea where to stand on this point.
I think it's fine. Yeah, I think it's fine. You need to be aware of their hit scan angle, of course. But I like this for vision and damage right now. This is good. And you're also asking, like, you know, I don't know if this is good or bad. But if you really want to like level up your understanding and like become a better coach, I think this is where like you can really utilize your player experience as a weapon, where you know where to hold here because you've done it so many times and you've through trial and error figured it out. Right? So
Yeah.
I try this stuff, right? And if it feels good, great. If it doesn't, ask yourself, was it execution or is the position just bad? But so far, yeah. Like, in fact, I think you dropping here is quite bad. Like, I think you could take a couple pot shots here and then drop here, you know?
Yeah.
Nice. Good. I mean, pretty uneventful, but yeah, it was good. Maybe. Nice. Poor Mystic. Unlucky. Get back in time, maybe? Probably not. You know what, again here, is this the best position for you to be?
No. Even when I was there, like, once I got up and Ryan got there, I was like, I really should be with my Sojourn. Like, there's no reason for me to be here.
But why? Why?
Because, one, if our Sojourn gets pushed, I can't do anything about it. I can barely help.
So it's the
our
plus
Lucio.
one. It's the plus one, right?
Yeah.
It's the plus one. Okay, why else?
I think it's just generally a better position because I
Why?
control that whole side, whereas where I am now, I can, like, there's a whole quarter of the point I just can't see.
Sure. I think the cover's more consistent too. But yeah, I agree with your assessment here.
Gentle rain.
And then, yeah, I was specifically holding Suzu for the shatter. And then,
But you had to TP away because your positioning was bad, and then yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, let's go back. Somebody cooked here. Sure. Ooh. But you know, this is the Kiriko. You know, like is it crazy? Yes, but also TP, right? So sure, okay. I'm done with it. Okay, all right, sure, why not? You know, nice job. Like, you're using her strengths here. You're using her strengths, so I get it. Okay, what do we got here? Let's slow this one down. I want you to coach yourself here.
When he pops, I should be moving forward, not back. I need to Suzu in here. He's gonna get low in just a second, and like I have to Suzu it. But
well, you're so focused on shooting Ryan too. I mean, look at this giant red clump.
Yeah.
Just smash your buttons in this general direction here. So here's what I'm noticing, and this is a classic Kiriko problem. Like it's every rank, I swear. Your mindset gets sticky, where you're like, I'm with my queen. All I can see now is my queen and my Ryan, right? Or their Ryan. That's all you can do. So what happens then, as soon as the map opens up, where whether it's Suzu or offensive pressure, do you see how you're still locked into the tank trade?
Yeah.
That's something that you want to try to work with, where like your priority for right now is the tank trade until it's not. And it's very important that these crucial half seconds, full seconds, where you're still locked in as things are opening up, that needs to go away. Whether it's like I heal my Genji, whether I Suzu my Genji, whether I shoot the soldier, you need to be able to break out of it as soon as you see the opportunity. It's kind of like what happened over here. Do you remember when you're like heal, 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 heal? I have an opportunity to wall climb and take some pot shots, and you miss that opportunity?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing happening here. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then obviously, like, this is brutal. Like, that should have been a one fight, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I don't use Suzu at all because I'm so far from the people who need it.
Yeah.
That every time I'm like, I need to Suzu.
Exactly. They're dead. Right. Yeah. Now let's see if he gets sticky here, because you see you're like Ryan. But now it's like, but do you see like that Genji was here? You know, you should have taken a shot at him. Right now you need to be shooting at that Genji. There it is. But it's funny. Look at how stupid your brain is, the human brain. Watch this. With all due respect, it's my brain too. Look at this. You're like, heal. Oh, Genji, I should be doing pressure. And you're like, oh, shoot the Ryan. Wait, what am I doing?
Yeah.
You see that? It's weird, you know? It's something you have to keep an eye on. Woo, nice. He's gonna need Suzu. Maybe not. Unfortunate. But you know, it's one of those situations where, like, you know, the fight started off poorly and everything kind of went out of control from there. So, okay, let's keep going. Any questions so far? I know we're moving pretty briskly.
No, I think it makes sense.
Okay.
Something I was thinking about with the like focusing on tank trade, I've noticed that like I have a lot of consistency issues. Like some games on Kiriko, I'll hit like crazy 2 taps just constantly. And when I'm not doing that, like in this map, I kind of just retreat back into my shell and don't take like 1v1s at all.
Yeah. But you know, like obviously the way to help with that is to kind of force yourself, you know, fake it till you make it, right? And even just a body shot here or there, and you saw it. It's not just about like the damage trade. It's also about the miss Suzu on your Genji when he was blading, because you were so focused on the tank trade. It's not just about your offensive pressure. And really, the funny thing is if you remember, I hate to break this fight again, but like remember this fight too. The reason why the wall climb up here was important too is you remember your Genji was in, right? Mm-hmm. And you couldn't have healed him from this position. So even from a supportive mindset, like it's like breaking that tank trade mindset when appropriate.
Yeah.
You know, you could consider a rush here, really.
Yeah, I call it and then I do it like right here.
If the fight's starting, so like go. Tank trade, right? Mm-hmm. But you know it's going to open up in just a second. Yeah. Sure. Nice Kitsune. Yeah, let's go. Symmetra Soldier. My favorite Reinhardt composition. It's actually probably not too bad, actually. I don't think it's very good versus Queen, but work. Good. To be honest with you, I think I know what your problem is here. You tell me what your problem is here. What do you think?
I
Are you thinking shatter?
No, I think I just so our queen called that he was going to do that and wanted us to push up with him.
Yeah.
And I think I was just playing too safe and too far back. So like there wasn't any threat, any reason for me to be playing cover there. And then when he pops, I have to walk forward because I don't want to waste my TP. And like that's when the danger is once I start walking.
Sure,
forward.
but I'm gonna turn this on its head just a little bit because I noticed that your mindset is very much so I need to be kind of pushing in with these plays. But what's the risk out of you? Like, where would you and how would you push here if you're pushing better? Like, let's say you're pressing W here better. Where would you be?
I would probably be like kind of where the Reinhardt is, between the Reinhardt and the Symmetra TP.
Sure. Is that safer for you than where you are right now?
No, it's super unsafe. But I guess the idea is like we're basically just diving in, so I have to frag out.
But do you have a better opportunity to frag out from here than you do just from here?
Only in that it's easier to hit shots at close range.
Sure. But it's also a lot more chaotic, you know?
Yeah.
So what I'm doing is I'm not trying to like rain in your parade here, but I really don't necessarily see the need for you to push. As long as you can see people to shoot and you can see people to heal as necessary, like it's fine. Like you might be like, oh, I can't heal my queen. But you know what? Don't worry about it. She has an active 4K, 5K. She has more healing than she could possibly need. And if you want to help your queen, kill the soldier. Because the visor's on you right now. Your queen's not going to be taking any damage. Your queen's fine. So screw your queen. Worry about yourself. Not only your own like life, but worry about your angle as well. So when I look at this here, from my little theory, bear with me. What should you do here?
Probably rotate to the wall, like on my left side, because I can't stay on that tiny little pillar.
Sure. Sure.
And then just shoot whoever I can.
Just do damage.
Heal my Genji as necessary.
Right.
But
heal your Genji and do damage. Offensive pressure, right? And if they all, like for example, if they all turn on your queen, then you press W, right? Then you press W. But as long as you're holding an angle here, this is where you start to kind of abandon, lean into that Kiriko dive mindset where you're playing very selfishly, right? Because you can, right? You have everybody's kind of split. You have a nice off angle. Your Junker Queen's safe for right now. So do damage. Do damage. Okay. So I think part of this is like you need to anticipate the visor. Like it's the only way that they're going to win this fight. Like that was the only ult they had. But also like your whole mindset of like pushing with your team here is absolutely not the play here. You are fighting with your team just by holding this angle right now. And that's all you need to worry about. And the irony as well is you were thinking Genji, but we forgot somebody. Right? I'm more scared for your Sojourn than I am for your Junker Queen right now, personally. Right? So just something to consider. And
okay. Yeah.
So
that makes sense.
The key thing is that you just want to be fighting with your team. If your team pushes beyond you and you can't do any damage or any healing, then yes, you need to walk forward. But there, you had a fine angle. I really hate this retake. Like, I really hate this retake. I think this
You're gonna hate it even more.
Good Suzu. I think you played this fight very well. I don't think there's anything you could have done. You shot targets when you needed to. The Suzu was good. The positioning was fine. There's nothing you could do. Ha! That's good, at least. You got beat.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing you could have done here. Terrible retake from your team. Good ability usage by you, though. That's good. See, that's the play. Play perfectly when your team trolls. That way you'll never win a fight. Either you're trolling or your team is trolling. Yay!
Crack the code.
Yeah, that's it. Nice. You can see it again here, though. Watch your psychology, right? Heal my tank. Oh, shoot Doom! Right? Good. And this is another one of the situations where, like, you need to be really careful about pushing past this corner. I know your team is pushing, but remember, you're positioning from here. You are contributing. You do not need to push, right?
Mhm.
You do not need to push. In fact, I mean, obviously, you should have Suzu'd here, Dada. But like the big thing here is like the fact that you did not push is what gave you the safe TP here. Imagine if you had walked here, where would you have TP to? Maybe your Genji? But that would have been extremely fortunate, right? The only reason that you were able to avoid the Doomfist abilities in the first place was because you were able to stay on your angle and just contribute. So, I mean, obviously the Suzu is the major issue here, but like, yeah, okay. All right, let's keep going here. Kitsune if they touch. Maybe not even. Yeah, I think hold off for now. Yeah, we're good. Wow, you guys are blading this? Interesting. Not much of a stagger kill. Okay, that's good. That's good. You guys got the soldier. Okay. Like critique your team play, because whenever you do something well, like I have to critique something. I have to be negative in some way, shape, or form. Otherwise, like my head's gonna explode.
Yeah, they're all fans of your content, so like they're gonna watch this. Yeah, this was my call to Kitsune here. Like, oh, we can just push through. But I did not realize me and Queen were the only two there, and nobody else wanted to push through.
Yeah, well, it's because your setup is so bad. Like, think. Look at this from like the team-wide perspective. If your plan is to push here, how do you guys need to be set up? I mean, everybody except you and your Queen are out of position. Everybody. Where should your Lucio be?
Lucio should probably be on the left side with Soj on.
Yeah.
Maybe not push
or
up
even
that far,
here.
but like. Yeah.
Or even here, right? Or even here, stacked with tank, right? The Genji, also terribly out of position. The angle is fine, but he's too far away right now. Like, he would also be left side, or he'd be sneaking up on right. But yeah, you guys can't push. Get capped, though. That's really important. And 1-for-1 is still fine. You will need Suzu! What just happened? Oh my gosh, jump scare.
Yeah.
Did he get booped?
I got booped by the Rhine pin, I think. And then yeah, pulled back into it.
That's so cringe. What? Your Queen? No way. No way, dude. No way. 30 HP. 30 HP. There's just no way. You guys still might lose this, actually. This is a really hairy fight. Okay, no, you guys are good. Wow, that was unfortunate. Okay.
Like a gentle rain. Carried on the wind.
Now, I actually like your positioning right now. I like the shatter play, the beat play, the sim wall play, just because you're kind of like you're going to be impossible to access here, and you can still contribute the tank trade, right? But just because I feel like I want to be difficult, okay? Give me another opportunity or another option that you might have here to make a play. Is there another position that you could hold?
I could hold on the coast, like in the middle.
Like
yeah,
here?
like right there.
Yeah, I agree. And you see that like this would be like a lot riskier in terms of like some of their ultimates, but this would be an opportunity that maybe you guys could like push and like set up a flank on the back line. I don't think it's better than where you're at right now. It's just another option. And you're noticing that like how a lot of these positions kind of depend on like what your team wants to do, right? So yeah, I think given what I expect your team wants to do, this is the best position. But it's a good thought exercise to be able to coach and play this game better. Is like, what if the ult situation was different? Where would I need to be? You know?
Yeah.
Because that position would be really bad where you were at if there was a different fight plan. I'm not gonna lie with you. I probably would have TP Suzu'd there.
I thought about it, and then I was like, if I TP, I'm just gonna die.
I hear you, but your Sojourn's cooked, and if your Sojourn's cooked, your entire team's cooked.
Yeah, and we need the ultimate.
Yeah, but not a big deal. Still retakeable. Oh bless me, this is scary. Yep. Good. Kiriko advantage, right? Right there. Nice. Nice. Yeah. You could see like you were able to utilize a lot of her strengths, right? The way that you were moving, your damage opportunities. So, assuming are these other codes not Kiriko?
I think they're both Baptiste.
Okay, so let's give ourselves some Kiriko focus here. So, what do you need to practice with Kiriko?
So I need to practice the like moments in the middle of fights, like, oh hey, I have a couple free seconds here, and like take angles to poke, just open up like our options, and then also be more aware of what they're wanting to do, so that I can react to it, so that I'm not standing in the wrong place when they shatter, or like et cetera, et cetera.
Utilize ult plan, ult track to decide on positioning, anticipate enemy play. Because like you're clearly doing it to an extent. Like you talked about a shatter a lot, right? And you're clearly playing around shatter. But I think, you could continue that also into offensive situations where it's like, they only have visor. There's really no they don't have B, they don't have shatter. I could be a lot more aggressive with how I position. Right.
Yeah.
So you're only thinking defensively with your positioning. Like you play more defensively when they have like brawl ults, but also like thinking the flip side. If they don't have the brawl ults, then you could be a lot more aggressive on the off. In fact, it might be important for you to be more aggressive on the off angle so you actually win those fights. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
Focus less on the tank trade. Like if there's someone to shoot other than Ryan, do it.
I kind of tied that in with the first point. If you see.
Do I? Oh yes. Sorry,
because
I was still full screen.
because I think both of those are like tied hand in hand. You kind of see what I'm saying? Like you were sticky on the tank trade, which meant that you were not taking opportunities to like take angles or mid fight, right? You were sticky on the tank trade, and so you're missing opportunities to heal your Genji, to heal your Soj. So I think like I think it's like this is a bad habit. This is what I want you to replace it with. It's like find opportunities when you can and push out from your queen a little bit so that you can actually play the character. Anything else? I got one other little detail. If you don't have anything else,
I think that like kind of encompasses all the stuff we talked about.
Don't feel the need to always push with your team. Just contribute. Because you're thinking about like whether it's queen, beat, engage, Soj, ultimate. You do want to be kind of moving with them, but like let's say as these fights evolve, evaluate whether you need to push. Or whether you could just kind of create an off angle and kind of observe. Because what you don't, I think the key thing is push with your team. Let's push with your team into the middle of the enemy. Because that's the thing is like when you're in the middle of the enemy, that's when you really want to question whether you needed to push. You need to be contributing from an angle or from the back line, not putting yourself in the middle of the fight where you're going to get your... Because the danger is if you do that indiscriminately, you're going to end up Suzuing at the floor every single time. And probably still dying too. I think Kitsune, some details like just pop it, a couple of the Suzus relate at times, but that's mostly just like micro stuff. I think these are the big three for me. Okay. You want to move on or any other questions or?
No, I think that's good to work on.
Sure. Definitely a little bit more team place focused, but yeah. Okay. Which code do you want to go with here?
The second one.
Right. This is Baptiste, you said?
Yes.
Snow King's Row. Love this map so much. I think it's just superior with the snow.
True.
Any questions? Or are we just like looking at team play stuff?
Team play stuff, I feel like... I don't know. Yeah, I think just team play stuff. Like, it didn't feel good, but I can't pinpoint why.
Sure.
This is a team that only played Rhine the entire scrim, and their Rhine was very good, so...
Micro, very important micro for you. So first off, like, obviously, crosshair placement here, you need to make sure that you immediately flick and shoot Rhine or shoot May or whatever. Like, I think even, like, your body language here is very supportive here.
Yeah.
Which is okay. But the most important micro thing here is as soon as you see May, your extra boots need to be charged, like, 24/7.
So I can jump over the wall.
Jump over the wall immediately. Yeah, immediately. Like right now, it needs to be boing up here.
Uh-huh.
He'll shoot. He'll shoot. He'll shoot. He'll shoot immediately. No hesitation. Because that's gonna put you so far behind in the resource trade, as you could already see. Also, bad shift.
Yeah, it was only him.
It's not just that because it's only him, because it's still a decent amount of healing for one target. But you need to trust your Reinhardt to not be like a total like Neanderthal and use the corner. Whenever he's behind cover, you have to trust that he's not gonna like peek and just save the ability. Nice. Needed shift there, right? I don't know that it saves him, but it buys him an extra half a second, which and also heals you up too. So good lamp though, good damage on the Ana. That was very important. Good shift there, and this is still winnable. You guys have played this one pretty well. Good healing there. Get the kill. 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 Good shift. That's unfortunate on the lamp. Good damage. Nice. 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 Ah!
I saw him coming.
Yeah. Besides that first shift, your ability usage has been really good. I'm zooming through this one because I think with BAP, it's like the way I've always looked at BAP is there's not a lot of this like complicated decisions or macro like Kiriko, right? It's mostly just like, did you do the thing that you ought to do, right? Right. I mean, the micro with the Mei is kind of interesting, but like that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. You got one shot, you know. I think just, you know, maybe just a little bit faster with the BAP window there. Maybe a little bit faster with the shift. Maybe a little bit tighter to cover. Maybe it would have helped you, but you know, I think like we'll keep an eye on that because that was definitely pretty ugly. But that almost feels a little bit like a freak mistake, you know, more so than anything to like pry it off.
There are definitely some worse windows, but I think that was the only one that wasn't called by our tank.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, you're charging here. It's good. Lamp has to come way faster. So it's like you have to kind of evaluate like who you're dealing with here. Like you see this here. Oh, it's Reinhardt. He's on my Ashe. I'm gonna need to lamp this, and it needs to come out so much sooner. And then you could even hear like when you hear that, stop healing your Rein. Turn around. Deal with what's going on behind you. Lamp is fine. It's just a really unfortunate ultimate usage. Yeah, there's not a whole lot here. Yeah. What's happening is like these are just like goofy mistakes, and then things are snowballing like super out of control, right? For you got to look at that lamp on the Ashe as being like the defining mistake for you.
Yeah. I think I was trying to greet it, like, oh, I can just hit her with a primary heal and shift. Yeah, because I knew Shatter was coming, so I wanted to save Lamp for that.
Yeah.
So, like, if I can keep her alive an extra 2 seconds for Shatter, but it didn't work.
Right. It's kind of like the flip side of using the shift for your Reinhardt when he's behind a corner. It's like you shouldn't have used that there because he's behind cover. You should have used Lamp there because you got a Reinhardt on top of your Ashe, right? Yeah. So it's like understanding the extenuating circumstances of each like decision. Like right now, you got to decide when do you lamp this and why. I look at this right now and I see a Bastion tank form with it like 2/3 HP. So should you lamp right this second?
No, because I don't even know if anyone else is going to shoot.
Right. No, he's probably fine. So that lamp comes out okay, but only it needed to come out late because you wanted to greed it as long as you possibly can.
Yeah.
That's something else. But yeah, I mean that was an okay fight there. I mean, obviously, again, stupid mistake here. Should have lived with shift, but yeah, let's keep going. The funny thing about team play, oh no, I was literally gonna open my mouth and say the funny thing about team play is that usually when I'm looking at team play, in scrims, I find that there's a lot more, there's fewer mistakes generally. However, those mistakes matter a lot more. For example, last fight, did you make any egregious errors?
Not like facepalm.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I think if anything, just a couple of like little bit of mechanical things, but nothing really important, right? The entire fight. Fight before that, your Ashe dies, right? Did you make any egregious errors besides the Ashe death, right?
Yeah, not really, no.
Not really, no. But that was enough to cost you the entire fight. So I think like that's the nature of team play is you just have to, it's honestly a little bit harder in rank because rank feels like things are a little bit messier. So there's a lot more opportunity to think and improve on things. Yeah. But like I look at this fight here, your Ashe just totally trolls Bob, right? Nobody's even there, like, right? So you just use Bob and it's like, okay, we should have healed our Bastion a little bit sooner, right? But you're literally just operating at a disadvantage from the get-go because your Ashe trolled the fight. So for you, it's going to be a lot of just patience, like and making sure that for your errors, you're cutting down on them as much as you possibly can. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. Use it.
I was I was feeling it. Like I should window this.
Yeah. And the reason why is, what are you looking for?
One, just pressure. Like I can keep my Rhine alive.
Sure.
Pretty much guaranteed. Burn the shield. Maybe kill someone if they aren't packed tight enough.
But what are you looking for as being a good time to do it, I guess?
Before they back up, or like basically before it's too late.
Can they back up?
Yes, because they have a Lucio. Like they can back up to the corner and get out before I can kill someone. So then we've denied the space, but that still kind of feels like a waste of window.
This is what I'm looking for right here. So I'm looking for Maywall. All right. You can obviously look for Amp. Well, they've used Amp. We've seen that. I don't know if you saw that, but that's important. But actually, the biggest Q that I saw was this right here.
Rhine charge.
Rhine charge. He's stuck. So before they can Maywall, he pins out. They can't do that now. They can Maywall, but they can't pin out. So I think we use window here, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Because now this is theoretically kiteable because they can Maywall this, and then he has pen now, so it's kiteable in a sense.
Yeah, I think our Ryan was saying that he wanted to window Fire Strike, which is why I didn't use it there, and then I accidentally double-clicked and choked it.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, so we did fight plan the window.
One other thing too, then this is going to be a more of a team play thing. This is the Kiriko thing coming back into play, right? Where should you be? Right.
On high ground. I shouldn't drop.
Why?
Because now, like, if the Rhine shatters, I get shattered. If anything happens to our Reinhardt, it's also happening to me.
Yeah, beat, nade, shatter, you're cooked, right?
Yeah.
Now, what if he didn't have shatter? What if they didn't have beat?
I mean, still nade and just pressure.
But to me, nade isn't enough. Nade isn't enough because can you benefit from this window? Yes, obviously, right? Like you're gonna do extra damage from this window. So I look at this and I'm like, it's worth the risk as long as there's no beat shatter. You kind of see what I'm saying? So like, it's not like, oh, going for an aggressive play here is stupid. It's going for an aggressive play here is stupid because of the amount of tools that they have to punish you for dropping here. Like I fully expected beat to come out as soon as he dropped window. In fact, I'm surprised it didn't come out sooner. In fact, that sort of miscommunication is actually what like keeps their Rhine from actually killing yours because the beat comes out so slow. But like this is kind of like what we're talking about here. It's like this, famous photos taken before disaster, right?
Yeah.
So is it a positioning thing? Yes and no, because it's not just because that positioning is bad. You should never shoot out of your own window in the front line. Well, sometimes, but it's more of, it depends, right? It depends on, and that was information, especially in a team environment, that you should readily have.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. This map, I have become the ult tracker for the team, and this was like the map where, because we had a coach like talking us through it, and it was my job to like really focus on the ult tracking here.
Yeah. But the ult tracking is worthless if you play the exact same way.
Yeah.
Right. So why ult track at that point? You know. So okay. Same thing here. Pre-charge. Like, obviously the rotation, you're not going to be crouch. But like right now, you need to be charging up exo boots right now because here comes all 3, 2, 1. I don't know what she's doing. Wait, she used it. What did she use it on? Did I just miss it? I might have skipped past it. Okay, never mind. Disregard. This is what happens when you start skipping too many. A little too slow in the weave, right? Kind of similar to the Kiriko problem, and in a different way. Where like here, it's good to shoot Rhine shield, but this flick to your Rhine is very simple, right?
Yeah.
You need to be doing that. You can't let your Rhine get that far behind the HP trade just because you're trying to win the shield trade. That's the irony. Oh, shoot the shield, but your Reinhardt's like losing shield as if you guys were using Bastion form yourself. That's gonna force a shift, which I'm gonna second guess, but it's more about, let's focus on the reason that we were put ourselves in that situation there.
Yeah.
Lamp. And I think in certain circumstances like that, where you had a little bit of a range and you really need to be hitting your direct heals, it's okay to just heal.
Mm-hmm.
Not optimal, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. By the way, any questions so far? I know we're moving pretty briskly, but...
No, I think it's pretty straightforward.
Okay. I don't feel like there's as much learning that needs to happen as it is with the Kiriko. Now, again, you benefit from this positioning because you could actually do damage off of this bush. But let's not lie, this is really risky, right? In terms of like your cover usage, you're standing out in the open. So given what you know about their ults, or you should guess about their ultimates, about their abilities and so on, is this understandable, decent, worth it, not worth it? What do you think?
I think it's worth it. I just have to be a little careful. I'm pretty sure I ult track them as not even being as close to Shatter as they are.
Yep, which is all that matters, right? Like if you mess up your ult track, that's fine. But like if you think that they don't have Shatter in your position like this, then that's smart. That's fine. Mm-hmm. Yep, I'd agree with this. It's good. Mistake on you or mistake on your Rhine?
I mean, I think both. It's definitely a mistake on me.
But it also feels like, look at your Rhine.
Yeah, he definitely didn't like need to take that fire strike.
Yeah, and even the way that he swung on it, right, was really, really silly too, right? So, bad on both ends, but it was understandable that you were prioritizing your Bastion at that point in time because he was the one that should have been actually peaking, and your Reinhardt should not have been. So that's fine. Okay, BAP window. Let's see what we got. Now, obviously, BAP window on this.
Here.
Oh no. Oh my gosh, dude, that is disgusting. That is absolutely disgusting.
And we lose this fight.
Okay, this has to stop. This is like the second or third time you've seen this mistake. Lamp, I beg now. Don't try to greed this. Because you're like, oh, maybe I don't need it. It's not going to be enough to keep her up versus a Reinhardt. She's going to get pinned. She's going to get icicled in the head, right? Like, it doesn't matter what it could be Bastion Grenade, it could be Lucio. I mean, even Lucio damage should kill this Mei without Lamp, right? You just need to look at the situation and be like, Lamp is used. If this is a Rhine, different story. It's not a Rhine. I don't care if she has 250 HP. She needs it. So what ends up happening is you see here, it's like you should have an active shift going on in that Mei Rhine, and you don't. It's dead. Right? It should have been Lamp, shift as necessary out of it. Also, use the BAP window if you need to. If you don't need to.
I did not think we were going to need to. And then.
There's a great word that I learned from Chris in London called lose cons. Where the only thing that could possibly go wrong in a fight that you've won is you forgetting what ultimates that they have.
Yeah.
And that's all there really is to it, right? It's a gamble for them to do that. But it's also silly of you guys to just blindly push just because you have a small advantage. Be aware of what they have. Okay. I mean, it's a fine BAP window because you know they're like, oh, they could kite it out, but that's not why you're BAP windowing. You're BAP windowing to get out of the choke, so it works. Still a little sticky, you know? It's like you get kind of stuck on something, you kind of lose your peripheral, whether it's your Bastion or your Reinhardt there. And that's going to be pretty unfortunate there. Yeah. This is rough. This is rough. Too many people have died. You should feel terrible.
It's all my fault.
All your fault. Nice. Sure. Shift is fine. Sure. Oh, my days. Okay. Let's watch one more fight, and let's make it perfect. Any mistakes, and I'm uninstalling. On your behalf.
It's very unfortunate.
Yeah, it's gonna be all your fault. Now.
Yeah, I could window this. On the off-angle, I'm pretty sure Bastion's with me.
You could window this, but not only that, like, let's drag the stupid point back in is like old track, right? Where should you be?
High ground.
I agree. I think you should be on somewhere on this railing here, right? Like this is, I don't think this is it. Or at the very least, playing a little bit more distance. This is terrifying. It's not just shatter. It's also beat. And honestly, at this point in time, it could be Blizzard bin fight too, right? You can't do this. And if you do it, it has to be quick. Like that could very easily have been you.
Yeah.
Right? Now, this is gonna be interesting. I'm curious to see what you do here. What do you think about the lamp?
In hindsight, it was bad. I should have gone for the Ryan. There were like 4 people looking at him. But
True.
In the moment, I was like, it's either save 2 or save 1. Like, I thought all 3 of them were going to die. So I opted to save the 2 over the 1. But
so what do you think? Mistake or fine?
I think it was a mistake. I think I out-thought myself. Like
maybe. Here's what I'm gonna do. I think you're correct here. I think in hindsight, this could have been a lamp. These guys shift the other guys just because they're further away. But I think choosing our battles here, good enough. There's logic behind it. I get it. Mm-hmm. I'm more annoyed that you were not on high ground, and I'm also more annoyed that you didn't use the BAP window sooner. Once this trade actually happened, because you could also look at it as like fight plan wise. Like if you guys BAP window like from high ground, like here, bam, BAP window. What are they gonna do? Are they gonna touch? Are they gonna give up space? Are you gonna kill the Bastion? Are they gonna try and beat engage or shatter engage, but it's gonna be too far away? And you're gonna have an active BAP window to help you keep them through here. I don't know. So I think. With Baptiste, there's a couple of micro things, but I think overall fairly simple. Baptiste. What do you need to practice?
Shift, just like shift versus lamp. Don't use both when I only need to use one, and don't think I can get away with just shifting when I need to lamp.
Okay. So lamp versus shift on CC'd crit targets. Precision. Squishy. To lamp if being focused. More team play. I mean, it depends, right? Like, but I think that's something to look at. Okay, what else?
Knowing what ults they have and playing accordingly. Like, don't be on low ground if they have shatter, etc.
Mm-hmm. Such a stupid skill, but it's actually so important. Mm-hmm. What else?
Healing priority and like damage priority. So being sticky, just again.
And for me, I'll throw in the May wall charge boots micro tip. Because you could pretty much predict when she's going to use it every time. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Anything else? I think those are the main ones for me.
I did want to ask, because when we play Rhine Bap, every time it's like we basically only use window for fire strikes. So I like don't even think about like, hey, I want to use it. Like I want to use it here. if we have a Rhine, I basically just wait for him to tell me to use it
Sure.
for his Fire Strike. Is that a mistake, like in a team sense?
Sure. Think about the last fight there, right? Where they had beat, shatter, all that crap, right?
Mhm.
What could you do with a BAP window used in that circumstance? Like, let's say you do jump to high ground, you BAP windowed yourself. What now?
I could have potentially saved the fight.
You kind of see what I'm saying? So you're going
Yeah.
more for like this, because I have a good position for a BAP window, I don't want us to try and go for these one shots when I can guarantee like super, super high sustain value out of it.
Mhm.
Think also about like when you were on 3rd point defense, the sightline that you had, right? And the brawl ults that they had to. I think that's another situation where probably BAP window like that would have been better.
Mhm.
So well, here's what I would say is I think that the answer is like complex, but also doesn't have to be done perfectly. You know what I'm saying? Like if you just like the window fire strike, that's fine too. What I would do is I would treat it like a science experiment. Go try and figure it out. Like it's probably more map positioning specific than anything else, but also see if there's situations where it's like it makes more sense to use BAP window this way where they have these ults and not in other ults. Just go try it out. See what happens. See what you come up with.
Okay.
But I would focus more into positioning rather than the old economy, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Okay.
That
Any
makes
other
sense.
questions?
No, I think that was a lot of good information.
Good.